All right. You are welcome to my section today. Today I'm going to do a lot of hybrid modeling, making a combination of solid modeling with surface modeling. So there's going to be a lot of revolve, a lot of sweeps, a lot of some kind of circle patterning and all that. Uh, First and foremost, sorry, I just have to introduce myself. Stanley Walgo, the the chief mechanical engineer with Visma Technologies Limited. Okay, let's head up here. First and foremost, let's go back to the sketch, the grand sketch I will edit. Okay, that is there. Let's see. Let's try to edit it back. Okay, so because we want to make the video as short as possible, so I've tried to remove some sections, but you can send questions if you want. First, let's delete this line so we can see how we did it. And then this one necessarily, I mean, this is just a revolve feature that's going to form the plate, the bottom plate of the decorative decorative metal piece, as maybe what you can call it. But you saw the feature when the design when I showed it off. Okay, these are mere construction lines that you can just do and dimension it appropriately, which is beautiful. And then you do a revolve. When you do a revolve here, this is the main feature at this particular point. This our revolve feature, which we have already done. To save time, we have just done it because this is pretty easy. So I don't think there's anything much about it. We are more concerned with showing the concept. So you take a spline line and then you try to intersect them between these construction lines and terminate, not terminate, but pass through this point, because you can see this other construction line is approximately the center of the center point of this very design. Then you continue and terminate it at this point. Then the next thing, do a symmetry between this point and this point, so you have a pretty nice design. Okay, so let's go down to the symmetry. The center line here, and here, we get a symmetry there. Okay, bit strange, but we'll get it right. So this and this, we'll get this. Yeah, okay, it's sitting quite good now. Dimension, you can use ordinate, vertical ordinate. Let's see how it works here. This, and then oh, okay, snapping minus pretty shaking. Why it's kind of snapping there. Okay, so then snapping, so it's gone to the wrong side, but we can get it right. Okay, because it's already, they will just get it off. So okay, that's it. Okay, you can delete one of them. Delete two. So let's see what we can do. Oh no, okay, just undo. Just undo. So we're back there. We deleted the short one before. Alright, but this doesn't really matter, so because I have to cut my video as short as possible, so let me not just, then you can just end up giving it a more appropriate dimension. So at the point, we can just call it 18. Let's test it. It's relaxed there, height reacts, and then let's call this 27. Okay, it's to show the concept, not to be very accurate here. Okay, so turn this to a construction line. So construction geometry. Okay, then you can, okay, because we have to show this exactly now. Then do a revolve feature with a solid revolve. This is our center line, so it picks it up 360. Everything's pretty good. So we say yeah. Okay, normally I just have to change some colors so that it's going to be pretty easy to catch up, because that's where I'm going to achieve this in a very few minutes, because I like my videos to be very short. But if you have questions, you can send me. Okay, this is pretty cool. Good color, isn't it? Yeah, so we can do this. Alright, so next we want to, now the next thing we have to do is to do the tube that's going to be circular that the tube we are going to use to build um, the revolve part, because we are looking for these very curved metal parts that's surrounding this metal vase. So we already have a sketch, so we just go down to the sketch. Okay, but let's see how we did this sketch. This sketch is just I simply did this sketch by converting entities from the previous sketch that I used for the revolve. So that's not pretty difficult, I think. We are going to do a revolve, and this is going to be the center line of the revolve. So let's see. So we get out of there. We mark this one. So, but this revolve is going to be a surface. We are going to use surface now, surface modeling instead of solid modeling. So go in there, surface. You can also hit your you put it in shortcuts and all that, but I didn't do that, so I won't follow. Okay, so that is the revolve line. Okay, we can see our revolve there, 360 degrees. Everything is pretty nice. Blind 360 degrees. So now we turn off this. We come back here and we change the color. Something close to the first one, but a bit different. Let's see. Oh no, yeah, because that was really marked. Let's see. Okay, so we marked the wrong one. Okay, but it doesn't matter. So we want to get to this one. So all right, let's see what we choose here. Since we have taken, let's not use the same thing. Okay, let's use here, so we can see a bit of the difference. All right, so we got the circular tube that will define the extent of our curve. Uh, this the curve will be used for the path in a sweep to get those curved metals stretching from one end of this tube to the other. Okay, so now let's go and get when we are done with it, we go and get the parts. So that is the part. Practically we have done the part basically by taking a straight line from the origo up to the end of the vase. So that's not a very difficult thing to do. So that's just basically this way. If I can repeat it again, and then you just get a line off here and terminate about the center of the revolve tube. So let's come out of there. Now we need the sketch for the that's what we have done for the part. For we need to do the profile sketch. So the profile sketch. Okay, so I can change this a little bit so you can see. So this profile sketch first, you should note that profile sketch, let's explain this better. The part sketch is drawn on the front plane, so it's drawn on the front plane, and the profile sketch will be done is done on the top plane. So let's mark these differences. And it's probably like, yeah, we're already on the sketch there. So that is it. That is the profile sketch. We can rearrange it by going to normal to sketch. So you can see what we have done. We took about 50. Okay, so we come out of that sketch, and then the other thing we wanted to explain is that the sketch for the revolve was done also on the front plane. So sketch for the revolve on the front plane, sketch, that's the first revolve, yeah, which gave us also this other bit of construction lines. And then for the surface, which is this one, also on, yeah, that was still on the same sketch on the front plane, and the part on the front plane, and then this that's going to form the profile now, we did it on the top plane. So we can rename it to profile and call it profile 1. Let's see. Okay, that done and said, we can hide the revolve sketch. Yes, so we are not seeing this because we are now going to do what is called a sweep. That is a surface sweep, where we can now be able to manipulate the twisting of the bearing, the metal that stretches from the top to the bottom, bearing the metal decoration. So we say sweep. Now we say sketch. We want to use a sketch profile, not a circular profile. So for the profile, we are choosing this line, the one that was done on the top plane. And for the part, you saw the one we did on the front plane. We are choosing this, so it gives us this pretty design. And then we come over to, this is where it's very interesting, we come over to the options and then follow path, yes, then that's profile orientation, then profile twist. We are going to say the profile twist. We are going to twist this profile, and then we are going to use revolutions. That is, we can decide how many times we want to twist it. We are going to choose 2 twists. You can also choose, let's do 1 twist first, and you see the first twist, and then we can do the second twist. So pretty good, pretty good. So we can say okay. So you can now see the surface sweep using those 2 profiles and sweeping it around the part. Okay, now this is why it's very interesting. We have to go back to a 3D sketch and use intersecting curves to get this curve, which will now later form our part, which will actually give us the design, and the part will follow this curve. Okay, so we now go to sketch, we now choose 3D. Now when we open 3D, we can now get intersection curve without choosing 3D. If we choose 2D, we can never get intersection curve. We'll get convert entities. Intersection curve is the same as convert entities, but intersection curve is for 3D sketch, while convert entities is for 2D sketches. So we're now going to use this one because we're already in the 3D sketch. Yes, sketch mode. So if I go in there, so then we now say okay. So then we now, yes, okay. So let's hide the other surfaces so we can see clearly what we have done. Oh, sorry, we didn't need to hide that. No, that was okay. No, this is actually what we're supposed to hide, and we can leave this one. Okay, so we can see we could have also done it too. It depends on how much twist you want to, but right now let's hide this surface revolve. So we now have something like this. Okay, so all right, so now we now go back to surface. I will now go back to sweep. This is a very important part. We now change the sweep to a solid sweep instead of a surface sweep. So we go back there and we take swept boss and we choose this, that is going to have a circular profile. Set the diameter to about 3, and let's see. Then under the part, so let's see what we get. Okay, there comes it. Now we get the beautiful thing, this beautiful sweep, and we can actually decide to, for ease of identification, to call this, since we are already sweeping here, to call this 3D to be the part 2 is a part. Then the profile was pre-selected from SolidWorks, I mean a sweep part. a circular sweep. uh, we can change also the, and we can be to choose some kind of funny color now, so it's gonna pretty nice. Okay, now what so, okay, I think it's more beautiful. Okay, color doesn't matter, just describe it. It all depends on your perception of hair colors and all that. Let's say okay, pretty color, pretty color, pretty color. Let's see. Okay, now we have to do use a circular part, a circular pattern to make a to make a combination of yeah, patterns of this, and so we'll copy this pattern and yeah, make a circular pattern of the feature. So we use circular pattern, and then we can say pre-select 5 already. So come here and we choose the direction is circular. We look for any circular direction, it will understand it. But let's just go in here, and because this is pretty nice, and so it will always be there. Then we want to choose the feature. Yeah, features and faces. I think that, yeah, features, that's the feature. We want to see, yeah, that's equal instance space, equal spacing. Let's see. Okay, let's say something is all right. We will mistart something, so I think it's pretty having a little bit of um, issues to generate this. So we'll go back. We'll do something under the sweep. Under the sweep, we'll go back to option and say align with faces. That's pretty where I think the issue. So it has aligned. If we compare the face before and the face now, it's not properly aligned. One thing that SolidWorks doesn't like is to have geometries flying in the space. So these are the things. These are like strategies and tactics that we must always learn about SolidWorks. Not only SolidWorks, most 3D geometries, because it's realistic that things are attached to each other than things are flying all the place. So it's a bit like a control mechanism. So let's try again now. I want to pattern this variety feature, and then want to use circular pattern, and then we want to use we want to choose this as the basis. Okay, pretty now. So these are things, like I said before, that we have to really be very meticulous about or detailed about our geometry, and a lot of problems in building up our geometry or having error mechanisms our geometry is that the geometries, the software is not really catching up with how our geometry is connected to each other. So now we have connected it, equal spacing, we want 5 pieces, it's all gone. Now we've corrected that attachment there, so everything is pretty good. So you can see our very fast now. One other thing I would like to do is to try to shape up the top of this geometry. But because of before that, if we take a closer look at this geometry, at our orientation, I think let's say from the front angle, we can see that they are not equal. Okay, we can do our top and it can consume the differences, but sometimes I like to be a little bit more details, though mainly everybody have a structure of doing 3D cards, but I think yeah, just to be on the safe side, we can do this. We can now add, so I've tried to design to add a line. I will use this line to extrude and then cut those bits that are unequal. So I choose there and I go to insert, then I go to insert, I go to extrude in 2 directions, territory from mid plane, and then so I can just give it a value. Okay, so that's good. So everything off here, I'm gonna cut it. So I go back and say insert cut with surface. I choose this surface, and everything up there you can fly it. But if we go there, we're cutting off our geometry here. We're cutting off what we don't want. So we say yes. So if we put back this geometry, we can hide the surface. We cannot. Oh, okay, not this one. So we want to see this one. But if we hide this now, okay, and go back and look at the front geometry. So front view, we now see that everything is equal. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now we try to design a quick revolve for the candle holder or the flower holder or whatever I want to add there. But let's say the candle holder, and then yeah, we can now add a construction line, and then so there we just want to do everything a bit fast to save time and limit our video exposure to better time limit. Okay, so we can just design whatever. I will just think our candle holder can be, we can let's say here. So let's say we want our candle holder to be here. And let's say there's going to be a little opening there. We'll set our candle. Okay. So yeah, we do a okay. We get this one to collinear. Yeah, we can distribute it down. Oh, that's pretty okay. we can be a little bit fanciful here, so not too boring. Say this face this face should have a tangency to this. That's good. And this way should have a tangency to this. That's good. And then we can delete this. So, and we can add a bit of let's see what I put. Let's pray in comparison to the, we can expand a bit. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, we can add a bit of radius, and then we can take friendship path to the workout. It will be too big a radius. Can add here. So that's pretty good. So that's like our candle holder. And then we exit sketch, and then we now do a revolve feature using a solid revolve. So let's see what comes out there. So alright, that's good. So we can add some bit of color appearances close to what we have always chosen before. Maybe deep color now. So I say okay. So yes, that's it. Yeah, pretty good. So hopefully, all right. Thank you for today, and you're welcome to the next lecture.